So, the plan for today. We are lacking on the green quests, and I did want to try and stick to follow the law. And we're also very close to level 18. So I thought it would be fun to go on a little adventure that could be very dangerous, very tricky, but go on a bit of a scenic adventure. So obviously we've been to Westfall, Alwyn Forest, we've been to Ironforge and Loch Modan. So I thought it might be fun, even though a little scary, is that we can, from Ironforge through Loch Modan, we can head into the wetlands. We'll follow this path all the way to the wetlands into Menethil Harbour, and then we'll jump on a boat to Aberdeen. Here there are a fair few green quests for us to do, so it might be nice to get a little bit of Night Elf lore. But from here we can also potentially go to the Azure Mist Isles, back to Menethil Harbour, or over to Darnassus. So I thought we'll grab the flight point and then we could walk all the way down through Aberdeen into Ashenvale. We'll wander down, we'll pick up the flight points as we go, and here we can pick up a cookbook which will allow us to get past 150 cooking. And then what we could do is be super daring, and we'll head back through Ashenvale into the Barrens. So we'll come through the top and we can run through around the crossroads, because we don't want to get absolutely slaughtered by the horde guards that are around the crossroads, and then into Ratchet, and then we can get on the boat to Booty Bay and just go on a nice scenic, kind of dangerous little adventure. See what quests we might be able to pick up and do along the way, or areas we may come back to, because if we go to Booty Bay, which will be down here, this area is kind of a 30 to 40 zone. So running from Duskwood all the way down mostly will result in death. But here in Booty Bay, we can pick up a fishing book from a gentleman there, which will allow us to level our fishing past 150. So I thought it'd be kind of fun to have a break from the questing and everything to hopefully hit level 18 before we go, and then we can do a little kind of very mini world tour of picking up some flight paths. We'll pop over to Darnassus and kind of do what I would deem a kind of like admin run around day in WoW, because it will allow us to grab some flight points. It will make questing easier in the future, and we can also hang out, do some fishing and some cooking, and make sure our professions stay up to date with where we are. Now, in terms of our professions, our enchanting is the only one that's kind of behind, and that's only because we're mostly getting levels from disenchanting things at the moment. And obviously first aid, because once we're on to wool and we no longer need linen, then we can work on our first aid. Since we have health potions and the health stone and other ways as a warlock to keep ourselves alive, first aid isn't a huge priority. But if you're doing, say, a melee character that has no other healing capabilities, like warriors or rogues, then doing first aid straight out the gate is very important, because it will definitely help you in between fights, so you don't have to stop and eat and drink all the time. Right. It was a very good weekend, Dragon. So hopefully with us handing this in to Shoni, we may level up.
Hey!
Do you bring word from Central Command?
Off and away!
Numragan has fallen under the control of those dastardly trogs. The situation is grave, but perhaps you can help Lunafell. Deep in the dead mines is a functional goblin shredder. Find that shredder and bring back the intact power supply. With the shredder power supply, I can give our gyrodrillmatic excavators the power they need to break through the rocky underground borders of Nomragan, opening the way for the gnomish assault. So this is a quest for the dead mines. Again, level 20, so it'll be a few levels before we get there. And we are so close. I wonder if, because in Darnassus there isn't a warlock trainer. What's this for? Well, that's just the banker. Is there anything? Oh, we can hand in a quest. Yes, in Loch Modan. So we'll do that. Hopefully we'll ding. And then we can go back to... Oops, wrong way. Back to Ironforge. Do our level up there, because we do have warlock trainers in Ironforge. So let's do that quickly, so we can get our new abilities before we go exploring. What did everyone else get up to this weekend? Do you have any plans for the week? Yesterday we had very whiplash weather again. Was it yesterday or was it Saturday? No, it was yesterday. It was sunny, and then it rained, and then it was sunny. Then there were... Oh, wrong way. I am going the wrong way. It was sunny, it was raining, there was forecast for thunderstorms, which never happened. But we got some hail, then we got some sun, and then we got even heavier hail, and then we got a bit more sun, and then we had some rain. I really don't think the weather knows what it's doing at the moment. This spring weather is very all the shop. Sounds like what you had over the entire past week. It's so strange because I think the last time the weather was kind of this wonky was a fair few years ago, and we had snow, like a good few feet of snow in March, which shouldn't happen. Right, we are going to head over to Loch Modan and hand in we're just going to take things nice and chill today and go exploring. Because it'll be good for us to get those flight points sooner rather than later. For some of the areas we may get then more breadcrumb quests to go into different areas, which will be super exciting. Because we do kind of want a little bit of everybody's lore. And obviously we have kind of missed out on the initial starting area for the Night Elves. But we can always go back and create a Night Elf and sort of level from that perspective as well, or the Drene, because the Drene and the Night Elves I think have a breadcrumb quest where you would go to, the Drene definitely do, where you'd go to Orbadine, but I don't think the humans really have much of a breadcrumb quest that takes you to the Night Elf zone, because the area we're heading to now, well not right now, but when we get to the wetlands, there is like a breadcrumb quest to go to Theramore, but nothing that really goes, hey, maybe go check out Orbadine. I don't think anyway. No worries, Dragon. Happy lurking. I really appreciate the lurk. I hope you have a wonderful day too. But yeah, I just thought it'd be nice to mix it up and go exploring today. And then I think once I can get a little bit ahead on my ASMR videos, I will start a cozy Stardew Valley playthrough on my YouTube channel, which will be really nice to do. I don't want to get too far into it on my own, so I want to kind of experience a lot of things with you guys as we play through the game. And just to update you guys on our, should I say, journey to Twitch partner, I'm currently one stream away of having an average of 75 viewers, as long as none of the other streams kind of fall off. We are one stream away from potentially being able to apply for Twitch partner, but again, as many of my friends and other people that have done the Twitch partner journey will know just because we're able to apply doesn't mean we will get it, but fingers crossed if we do hit that today, then maybe over the next few days I might be able to apply for Twitch partner. Now I'm not expecting... Where is this question mark? Is it down here? No, be the next one I think. I'm not expecting to get accepted on my first time applying, although we can hope. Okay, powder to Iron Brand. What? Stormpike wants you to personally see the shipment to Iron Brand? I suppose that's fine. The only problem is I've already sent Holdar with the porters, Marianne and Sean. Cian? I'm not sure how you pronounce that. You just missed them. They left a short while ago.
See you soon.
And ding ding, we have hit level 18. It's not too late though. You're welcome to look for Holdar. He can't have made it very far. Strong as they are, Marianne and Sheen, or Sean, can only move so fast laden down with those barrels. They are taking the normal route to the site, leaving south out of town and following the curve of the lock. You shouldn't have a problem finding them unless they've already gotten there. Speak with Holdar.
Safe travels.
Oh, and a few of our quests have now gone green, which is very good for us. So if we just pop out of here, we'll check our map. So they should be around there. But what we're going to do is we'll come back to that. And we're going to fly over to Ironforge and do our level up. And we mustn't forget to spend our talent point. I am very bad at remembering to do those.
What's on your
So
mind?
yes, I would like a ride, and we're going to head to Ironforge. Now, since last time we did get our 5 out of 5 in Demonic Embrace, we can potentially go into improved health funnel. We can do fell intellect. So let me read these for you. Improved health funnel increases the amount of health transferred by your health funnel spell by 10% and reduces the initial health cost by 10%. Improved Void Walker increases the effectiveness of your Void Walker's Torment, Consume Shadows, Sacrifice, and Suffering spells by 10%. Then we have Fell Intellect. Increases the intellect of your Imp, Void Walker, Succubus, Incubus, Fell Hunter, and Fell Guard by 5%, increasing your maximum mana by 1. That one seems the most enticing to me at the moment, being able to increase the intellect of our summonables. So if we have a look at intellect, so intellect increases mana, critical spell hit, and your pet's intellect at the same time. So currently improved Void Walker would help. We don't really use health funnel, but I think going into Fell Intellect for now at least I think makes the most sense. Otherwise it'd be a case of putting another point into suppression. Let's move ourselves out of the very noisy area that is the Great Forge. So I think for now we will just add felt intellect to the equation. Let's go speak to our trainers. See if we've got any grimoires. Where are our trainers? Oops. Are they in this building? Or in that building? I think they're maybe in this one. Warlock trainer, here we are.
Hey.
So we get 3 spells. We've got Curse of Agony rank 2. Create Soulstone, which is new for us. So it creates a minor Soulstone. The Soulstone can be used to store one target's soul. If the target dies while their soul is stored, they will be able to resurrect with 400 health and 700 mana. So that would be very useful for us when we go into dungeons. And we would likely put this on the healer. So if they die or the whole party wipes, then they can resurrect themselves and then resurrect everybody else. And then we get Searing Pain. Inflict Searing Pain on the enemy target, causing 34 to 42 fire damage. Causes a high amount of threat though. So that's not something we'd want to use in a dungeon, because we wouldn't want to risk pulling threat from the tank. So we'll train all of that for 42 silver and 75 copper.
Daylight's burning.
We'll open our spell book, and we've got Curse of Agony rank 2, so we'll just swap that out. And then create Soulstone, which we will pop. Where should we put this? The health stone is there. It's life tap. I think you'll be fine there. Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome in. I hope you are doing wonderful. And then we want Searing Pain, which is a new spell. So it's a 1.5 second cast. 2 seconds, 2 seconds. So yeah, it's a quick cast, or quicker than the others. So that's fine there. We need Grimoire. Our totem, not totems. That is a there we are, our demon trainer. Show me your grimoires. Let's get our imp out so we can see if we know these things or not. We definitely don't know this one because that does require level 18. Hey, Global. Is this Night Slayer? No, it's not. I'm on Thunderstrike. How are you doing? And we've got one for our Voidwalker, which is Consume Shadows. We'll grab that as well. And that is everything. So let's give our imp Firebolt rank 3. And then if we summon our Voidy Boy, we can then teach him Consume Shadows.
What do you want from me?
There we are. So the Voidwalker consumes nearby shadows to bolster its form, recovering 310 health over 10 seconds, but it cannot be used in combat. And now we will just head ourselves, where are we with that? Back to the flight point. And we're gonna head back to Loch Modan, and we're gonna run our little warlock butts through the wetlands to grab the flight point, and then we're gonna go and explore the other continent a little bit, so that we can get our cooking books and our fishing book, which is on this continent, but it's easier to get to it from the other continents. We can just jump on a boat and go straight there. So we're just going to do a little bit of exploring, and then we'll probably also do a little bit of leveling in the elf area, because there'll be a lot more green quests for us to pick up and more lore for us to learn in regards to the night elves, the Emerald Dream, and all of that stuff. Let's just have a quick sip of some water. And I am playing on the Thunderstrike EU PvE server, in case any of you are curious. And if anyone else is on this server around the same level, I'm more than happy to team up to do some questing or do the dead mines once we get to around level 20. Alright, and what we're gonna do is we'll get our imp out for this run, because one, if something comes to attack us, thank you so much for the hydrate. How are you doing today? And we'll try and get ourselves another shard along the way. I'll go grab one from this spider, I think. I did that too soon, but that's fine. And we didn't get, oh, it's because it doesn't give us XP. How silly of me. We do need to buff ourselves. So we need a mob that will give us some XP. Hopefully we'll find one along the way. We may die a little bit along this run, just because it is a fairly dicey run. I don't think the ball gives us XP either, no. Spider, nope. The bear, nope. We have leveled now, so none of these guys are giving us XP, but that is fine. Normally if I'm going to do this run, I like to do it on a weekend because there's a lot more player traffic through this way and in the wetlands, so it does tend to be safer. But we're just going to do the run today, and hopefully it will be either minimal deaths or no deaths. Because there are some orcs along the way before we get into the wetlands. And we're just gonna enjoy the scenic route. And it'll be something new for you guys to see if you haven't played this game before. It is safer to do this run around sort of level 20 to 25 because the wetlands kind of starts kind of mid to late 20s. You know, there is a level 20 and a 22 quest there, but there won't be many more until a little bit further along. So yeah, there's an orc there, so we're just gonna try and stick to this side, and hopefully we won't aggro any of those guys. It looks like we're safe, and there's probably gonna be some more. Oh, someone died. Some more along this way, possibly. But we are kind of able to, I think, jump down here. We might be okay. Yeah. We're absolutely fine. We can run as normal. Once we get through this last tunnel, I will zoom out a little bit further just so I can see, because the lower level you are to the level of the mob, the larger your aggro radius is. And then it works the opposite way as well. The higher level you are compared to a mob, the smaller your aggro radius will be. And there are definitely some spots where there could be some crocs in the way, but we can always send our imp in and kind of sacrifice them so that we can get ahead. And there's normally some spiders and things around, but welcome to the wetlands. It won't be too long probably before we're questing here. So that spider there could aggro onto us when we run past it. So we'll try and stick on this far side. And hopefully not aggro. We seem to have got away with that. So generally speaking, paths are safe-ish. If you are the right level for the area, then they are safer, because things won't aggro from across the way. But for us, at level 18, hopefully won't be too bad. But because we also do have a Crocolisk quest, we can kind of see where they might be. But hopefully, if there's people questing in the area, the path will be fairly safe. So there's a croc over there. So we'll just cut a little bit more on this side. I wonder if we can do this quest along the way. Let's see what he
Talk to me.
would like for us. Greetings, traveller. Don't suppose you might be heading in the direction of Menethil, would you? And we are. If you're not, I'd suggest you stop there. It's a good place to purchase goods and even a pint and relax. Now, if it just so happens that you're heading in that direction, I don't suppose you'd mind taking this bundle of crocodile skins to James Halloran, the tanner. I do it myself, but my wife's been quite moody lately, and I'd like to put off facing her as long as possible. Oh dear.
Off with you.
But we can do that. That's not a problem. We can take these skins into town. And hopefully the path will remain safe. Because there is a quest I'd like us to pick up in Albadine, which is the Absent-Minded Prospector, which is a dwarven quest, which starts at level 20, but it does bring us to the wetlands. There's quite a few of these crocs along here. So we're just going to try and skirt the edge and not get eaten. Right, there's a croc in this pond, so we'll head over this side. Doing this at a much lower level can be really scary, because your aggro radius is huge. Running past sort of level 20, 22 beasts. Driver, how you doing today? Been lurking for a while, playing some hardcore. Amazing. What level have you got to? Everything's going great, thank you. Now there is often a crocodilisk in the road, I think it's on this bridge or the next. I've tried hardcore before. It gives me too much anxiety. And also, there's a quest in Albadine we can do to get a much better fishing pole, which is the Bubba Glump quest. We're getting nice and close to town now. Currently level 17 hunter, self-found, amazing. Had a 39 hunter a few years back too. I want to do a hunter soon. Yet another ult for me. That's amazing, level 17, that's huge. What pet have you gone for? And here we are in Menethil Harbour. We will hand in the delivery. And a little fun fact for you. This chap here has a horse that no other horse breeder, I guess, or trainer has.
Greetings.
Which is the Black Stallion Bridle. So you can't learn the riding skill here, but if you want the Black Stallion, then come to Menethil Harbour. You cannot get it at the wood mill in Elwyn Forest.
Go with honor, friend.
This is the only place you can get it. You've got a lion, you want an owl, but you can't. Oh. You can't as Horde. I suppose it won't be until you're in Ashenvale for an owl. Kind of like having the wolf. Kitty has lower health. Yeah, I always default to the cats. Cats or wolves for me, but the owls, I really wish those bright white owls from Winter Spring were tameable. You know the deep catch, you love it. Petopia says that 40 to 50. So you get the low levels in Taldrasar. Is there no owls in Ashenvale? I can't remember, it's been a while. We're gonna run through there so I can keep an eye out.
Need help?
Let's hand this in.
Light bless you.
Hello there, Warlock. Could I interest you in a pair of boots? Perhaps some newly cured skins?
For the Alliance.
This is from Enar, right? Hasn't delivered the skins to me in person for almost a week now. No doubt some differences with the wife. Maybe I'll have my wife go speak to Cedar sometime. Okay.
Light bless you.
And we're
Go
not
with
going to
honor,
pick that
friend.
one up. There is also... Is it this house? No. There is a tailoring trainer or supplies somewhere in here. There we are.
Can I help you?
So this is where you can get the red woolen bag, recipe. There's a Sylvan cloak, Inferno cloak. I
Right.
don't know if she ever has any other one-offs,
I'm listening. Farewell.
but most trainers or suppliers will. So let's grab this flight path.
Hello. Safe travels.
And then we're going to try and catch this boat. But we might be a little late. And we might miss it. Menethil Harbour is also a good place for fishing, as there's often schools of fish, like your oily blackmouth, that you need for alchemy, or anything like that. Oh, are we going to make it? Quick. We've made it. Only just. Yeah, I'm not sure if there's any owls in Ashen Vale. There's the really cool wolves in Ashen Vale though. No, I can't remember either. In theory there should be, but who knows? Every mob you think of isn't an owl, yeah, same. And here we are in Ashen Vale. So there is a quest here. Journey to Astronar, which we can pick up because we'll be heading that way.
What brings you here?
If you're fresh off the boat from Menethil, then first thing you should do is go to Astronar. I'm sure eager member of the Alliance, such as you, can do some real good there. Speak with Shindral's Swiftfire and offer your services, but don't bother mentioning who sent you. Shindral does not know me. Alright. So that boat there will take you to, I think, yeah, Taldrassil, and then the one right at the end takes you to Azure Mist Isles. So we'll pick up this one.
Greetings.
In the aftermath of the battles at the Well of Eternity, I heard that Ameth Aran had been destroyed, its people dead, including my love Anya. I would never have thought, thousands of years later, that memories of Anya would still haunt my dreams. Wandering the woods of Darkshore in a stupor, I found myself in the ruins of Ameth Aran, where I saw the haunted spirit of my beloved. She must be freed, but I lack the heart to do it. Her spirit must be destroyed. Yes, sir.
Light your path.
We've got a fair amount of reading to do. Let's go speak to Bubba Glump.
How are ya?
So the family and the fishing crew.
Watch your back.
I love fishing. The Blunt family is known for fishing. My name is Glubberbump. Blump. I fish. There's a kind of fish I like to catch around these parts, called the Darkshore Grouper. I used to go out on the boat to fish for grouper, but no boats have been going out since the mean old Murlocs moved in. I bet they've been eating up all the grouper too. So you wanna help me catch Darkshore groupers? I'd give you a bona fide glump family fishing pole if you did. It's a real good pole to catch fish with.
See you soon.
Then fruit of the sea.
Safe travels.
I love crab. Crabs are the fruit of the sea. You can bake it, barbecue it, boil it, broil it. They're pan-fried, deep-fried and stir-fried. There's crab salad, crab soup, crab stew, pepper crab, lemon crab, whipple-root crab, and iron forge surprise crab. That's about it. I'm here fishing right now, so I can't get any fine crab chunks. You can pick them out of the reef crawlers and encrusted tide crawlers. You can make a lot with it. You can bake it, barbecue it, broil it. So we'll pick that one
Off
up
with
too.
you.
Another really good quest here to do is washed ashore. So speaking with her opens up a bunch of kind of sea turtle remains quests,
I am honored.
and they're very good to do, a decent amount of XP.
May the stars guide you.
Majestic sea creatures are known to launch themselves at Darkshore coastline, beached there until they die. Lately these beasts have been washing ashore in ever-increasing numbers. I've been sent here by the Temple of the Moon to investigate, but the presence of Murlocs along the water has made my research difficult. There is a giant creature washed ashore just south of Orbadine that is ringed with foul grey mist Murlocs. Would you go there and retrieve the bones from the creature for our study? And of course we will.
Alone light your path.
So before the Burning Crusade, this first creature bones was out to shore, and it was out in the water. Now I believe it's the second one that we are asked to get, rather than the first one. I think just in a way to make it easier, because with these portal things to show the boats, it kind of got a little lost and people would miss it. So I think they've just introduced another creature bones to the mix. So let's pick up this flight
I am
point.
Good luck, friend.
We don't need a ride because we have no other connecting flight points yet. And then there are a bunch of quests to pick up. But what we'll do is we'll head to Darnassus, which will also help give my voice a bit of a rest. Morning, Ice. How are you doing? And how was your weekend? I'm doing good, and my weekend was very good and very chill. We're going on an adventure today, while also picking up some quests in Darkshore. So that one will head to the Azure Mist Isles. Hopefully we're in time for this boat. And this one will take us over to Runnerun Village. And let's rebuff ourselves. You always love trying to catch the boats. We've had 2 very well timed boats today. This one we're more than in enough time for. But the Menethil Harbour one that we caught, that's just over the way, we just got there. And off we go. Your weekend was good, I'm glad. Did you get up to much? If we can today, we'll try and make it down to Ratchet and catch the boat to Booty Bay so we can get our fishing book. I don't know if we're a high enough level to read it yet though, but we can at least pick it up so when we are able to read them. We've got a fishing trainer, the Nessa Shadow Song, who sells fishing supplies, sometimes has a strong fishing pole,
I am listening.
which she doesn't right now, which I think is a +5 fishing pole. I'm going to get this recipe just for completionist sake.
Be careful.
So let's learn that. And then we're going to go pick up the flight point. Although we'll pick that up when we go back to Orvadine. So there's no need to run backwards and forwards right now. And I'm hoping soon I can maybe get some bigger bags. What did I want to come to Darnassus for? Donation of wool. Ah, yes. The Travel in Dark Shore. Not Shire, that's a different place. We'll pick up that quest, which is a nice breadcrumb to the Absent-Minded Prospector quest.
What can I do
Here
for
we
you?
are, Trouble in Darkshore. How nice it is to see a warlock interested in the great archaeological. That's a hard word. Archaeological wonders of our world. Oftentimes our work is dismissed as a mere hobby by our friends in the Alliance. But what many fail to realise is that recent discoveries in Casmodan have proven that a great and powerful force threatens all of Azeroth, from Lordaeron to Kalimdor. I am almost worried about my crew that I sent to Darkshore. Oh no, I am most worried, not almost. I am most worried about my crew I sent to Darkshore. They haven't sent word in weeks. Travel to Albadine and look for a clue as to their whereabouts.
Watch your back.
So this would be one of your breadcrumbs, starting as a night elf to head over to Albadine. And if we weren't a warlock, I would be definitely going back to do all of the quests in this area. They're not showing up with Questy because they're not high enough level to grant any or very little XP, but I would want the Lightsaber mount when we get to level 30. But luckily, as a warlock, we get a summonable mount that we just have to do a quest for. Which is a flaming horse, which is really cool.
Elun Adore.
Just double check. Nope.
May the stars guide you.
The lightsabers are my favourite mounts. The horses aren't too bad, but in terms of animation, the lightsabers are just superior.
Greetings.
Here we are. I would like a ride. And we're going to head back over to Albadine. And while we fly, I'm just going to nip to the toilet super quick. I will be back in a moment. And I'm back. Alright. We will pick up a couple of quests. Just so that when we come back to quest here, it's not like a massive amount of reading, and we can do a little bit today and then a little bit next week. But let's see, let's get our imp out. We'll get the first washed ashore, and we'll do a little bit of fishing. Just so that we can get the good pull. So hopefully these murlocs aren't too Alright, okay, let's do. And then probably this guy. And then we'll see if we can get in and collect things. Oh, I need to get another soul shard. Or at least I would like to get one. So, oh, he doesn't give us XP. None of those guys, okay. Oh well. And then we can also hand in the Trouble in Darkshore, which will lead us on to the Absent-Minded Prospector quest. So we're not going to gain any fishing levels. You always wait for the level playable class. Maybe one day. Okay, let's equip our fishing rod. And let's move that down to there. And then we can turn off our HUD. And we can do some nice cozy fishing. So a little bit, actually I shouldn't turn that off, because I need to see what fish we catch. There we are, we got one Darkshore Creeper. Hopefully this won't take us too long. And that is 2 Darkshore Groupers. And that's 3. 4. 5. And are we lucky enough to get our 6th? No, not that time. And we're just getting this liver skin mackerel now. We were so lucky. And now so small it'll take us a while to get the 6th. Any of the black mouth I might get, I'll send to my alt rogue that I have. And then go for 6. Because they do alchemy.
What can I do
Okay.
for you?
The family fishing
Safe
pole.
travels.
There's plenty of good dishes you use Darkshore groupers for. They're good to eat, but I think it's more fun catching them. You caught any Darkshore groupers yet?
See you soon.
That's some real nice groupers, Luna Fowl. Thanks for helping me out. You're at least as good of a fisherman as my cousin. Grawn? Blump? She also has a beard and she smells kind of funny. But that don't do nothing to stop her fishing. I reckon you have what it takes to use the blubber blump family fishing pole.
Off with you.
And there we are. So that is a +3 fishing pole. And then we're just going to go give the remains to Gwyneth.
Greetings. Goddess watch over you.
It is only recently that these creatures started landing on the coast of Darkshore. In such alarming numbers, I can't help but think that this is an ill omen of some sort. Recovering a sample of the creature's bones to the south would help us in Darnassus assess the situation.
Go in peace.
I hope the Murloc did not give you much trouble in collecting this for us. I will be sure to get this on the next hippogriff to Darnassus. The Temple of the Moon has given me some funds to hand out for assistance. Please have some with our thanks. Our success here emboldens me to offer you a chance to aid the Temple of the Moon further. If you are interested, you wish you could watch this all day. I wish my body would let me play this all day. I would stream for hours, hanging out with you guys.
Asha Fela.
Okay. That beach sea creature is not an isolated incident here in Darkshore. There are more along the coastline and even in the water. I would like for you to investigate another one that we know of. This one was reported to be in the water due west of Aberdeen, close to a sunken vessel. Return to me with anything that you may recover that would aid our research. Also, in your travels, you may find other creatures. By all means, if you should discover anything, then please bring it to our attention. So now,
Elune like your
if we look at our map, we have... No, we don't, just not yet. At some point, I think it's after this one, we will get a few more down this way and a couple up the top of the sea creature remains, and I think they go up to like level 20, so it's a really good one to do even if you come here late and the first one or two give you no XP. It's worth doing anyway. Alright, let's swim out to those remains and we can give ourselves underwater breathing. And hopefully we don't come across any of the, I think level 20 I think they are, or they might be level 15 of the threshers. But we'll keep heading over this way. Oh, they're level 13, so that's not a problem. We can handle them. It's only because was it yesterday? Or it might have been Saturday. I was on my rogue leveling my lockpicking. My rogue's level 25. And I was leveling my lockpicking in the lake in Redridge. Managed to get my lockpicking up to 125, but the threshers in that lake are level 25 and they are elites, which seems a little unnecessary. I'm not gonna lie, but oh, and there's the boat. We're missing a night raven today, aren't we? I hope they're okay. There's a few regular faces that are missing. Right, before we read this one,
With you.
just have a quick sip of some water. Wet the whistle. Once you have investigated the creature's remains in the water to the west of here, I should be able to file a proper report with the Temple of the Moon and Darnassus. Perhaps then we will be closer to discovering the reason why these unfortunate creatures choose to end their lives beached on the coast of Darkshore.
Go in peace.
You have been a tremendous help here today. We now have a solid chance at unlocking the mystery of why these creatures choose to beach themselves on the coast of Darkshore. The idea that they might be fleeing the area around Teldrassil is disturbing. Should you come across others in your travels, please let me know. Our research here is but in its infancy. On behalf of the Temple of the Moon, please accept this as thanks for your effort you have given. Thank you, Lunafell. And we get some new boots that are actually an upgrade, which is really nice.
Goddess watch over you.
Because yeah, we're just wearing standard white boots now at the moment. And these are also white boots, but they are more armor. And there we are. So let's head in. We'll sell a few things to the fish vendor. So we don't need any of these. And then, oh, was there a recipe there I don't have? Yes. I will take that. And there we go. So I'm just going to send my rogue this oily black mouth so it doesn't go to waste. It's level 17, level 14, we'll pick that up.
Ishnu Allah.
Hostile moonkin roam in ever-increasing numbers to our east. They once were thought to be gentle, almost mystical creatures, while some continue to hold reverence for them. The safety of Orbadine forces me to keep a more realistic view. I've received reports that moonkin are being drawn to a large red crystal along Darkshore's eastern mountain range. No one has any idea what the crystal is, or even if it really exists. I want you to locate it over there and report back to me what you find. Of course,
Farewell.
we shall do that.
Great to meet you.
I'm so glad Chief Archaeologist Grey Whisker sent for us.
See you soon.
What an honor it was when Master Grey Whisker assigned me to work under the guidance of the great prospector Remtravel. At the Academy in Ironforge, everyone knew of Remtravel's great discoveries, but the prospector is rather oblivious to his surroundings. We have uncovered evidence of a great society. Horrible golems sprang forth from the ground and overran the site. Remtravel never seemed to notice. I ran back to Orbadine for help. Please travel south and see if the prospector's okay.
Keep your feet on the ground.
Let's pick up this one. That's onwards to Ashen Vale, because we are going to be heading there shortly.
What brings you here?
So these two quests I don't think will give us any XP. But I think we'll do them anyway. So we have Bashloran. The ruins of Bashloran to the east are overrun with demonic minions. These sprites and satyrs have taken up residence. Thank you, Mr. Mage. Taken up residence in the area, feed upon magical energies of the area, their powers growing from continued exposure. Even with that, I've noticed that there is one shrine they will not approach. On the western side of the ruins, atop a small bluff, a strange blue aura permeates. There must be an explanation to the demon's reluctance. I would like you to investigate. Tools of the Highborn.
Good luck, friend.
Warlock. A task I would ask of you. Have you seen the ruins of Ametharan? If not, you will find them on the eastern side of the main road. Some ways to the south. Once they were home to many powerful Highborn. Now they are a testament to the destruction their dabblings produced. I have been told by the sentinels that the spirits of the Highborns persist, and that they wield their ancient magical implements. Those relics must be appropriated. Yeah, so that we might destroy them.
Farewell.
And then onwards to Ashen Vale.
Go in peace.
Recently, Renee Wolfrunner came through Albadine from Darnassus and was heading to Ashen Vale. She said something about the Furbolgs. I wasn't given an opportunity to ask more about her situation, but perhaps you can speak to her out. You can seek her out, sorry. But perhaps you can seek her out and lend her your aid, Warlock. Take the southern road to out of Albadine. Once you reach Ashen Vale border, continue your path down the road, and you will find Ashtranar, Renee Wolfrunner, and Renee Wolfrunner.
Good luck, friend.
Of course. So yeah, they're grey, so they will provide little to no XP. But this one's a very good source of linen. And the tools of the Highborn, we're kind of heading there anyway for Anya's pendant.
What can I do for you?
Deep ocean, vast
Keep your
sea.
feet on the ground.
Off the coast of Darkshore to our north are two wrecked ships, the Silver Dawning and the Mist Veil. Some time ago, both ships ran afoul of the blasted Murlocs as they sailed across the vast sea into Albadine. They now lie at the bottom of the ocean as trophies for those fiends. Both captains didn't make it out that night, and their logs and other effects are still below in lockboxes. I'd like for you to recover them for us. It would mean a lot to the crew members still around in these parts.
Be
We
good.
will do so. What other quests do we have? So that's a dungeon quest. Plagued lands. A sickness spreads across Darkshore, gripping the minds and bodies of all it touches. The thistle bears have been hit the hardest by this plague. The once noble bears are now instruments of destruction, rabid and frenzied. I may have a cure for this ailment. Take this trap to the forest and lay it on the ground. Any rabid thistle bear that crosses the light shall become docile for a short time. Once the bear is docile, it shall follow you. Lead it back here, Lunafell. Hey, Siggy. We are reading all of the quests. We are following the law. And we are learning about the land that is Azeroth as we go. How are you doing?
Till next we meet.
Because I unfortunately am one of those players, if I'm playing on my own, I spam through the quest log. I don't read them. Not even you did that. You're Into the Law too. It's not something I've done before, and I've played this game quite a lot. And I thought it would be nice to finally take the time and see what the crack is. Yeah, it's a wonderful, it's the UI, hang on, options, add-ons, dialogue UI. That is what I use for the quests. There was an AI reader too. I think I've seen that one. Okay. How big the threat? Lunafell, I've come to find out how rampant the effects of the foul moss are throughout Darkshore. The corruption of Teldrassil and our surrounding lands really concerns the druids of the Cenarian Circle and all night elves. It is my goal to find out why this has happened and to put an end to it.
May the stars guide you.
Some of my brethren were rescued from a corrupt furbolg in Teldrassil, and I vowed to stop any more atrocities before more of our kind are injured, or worse. I have seen a couple of hints of corruption in Darkshore already, but I have yet to find any widespread signs. I think it would be logical if the investigation continued with the furbolgs. Would you find would you find one of their camps and return to me if you see any signs of corruption? We shall. You play Classic WoW until 55. You got bored when it's so close to 60. I kind of get the same thing. I really enjoy the questing and the journey, which is why I have so many alts. I do currently have a level 64 priest, and the problem with those last 10 levels, whether it's 50 to 60, 60 to 70, whatever kind of expansion you might be in, is that it slows down so much. And yes, in TBC they did tweak the XP a little bit, but because it's so long between levels and you don't really get that kind of serotonin hit of, oh yes, like I can do a level a day, it's now 2 days, maybe 3 days before you get a level. You're questing through an entire zone before you're able to go speak to your trainer and learn new things. And it takes a lot more effort at higher levels. I love questing too. I'm the professions. I'm definitely a professions girly.
What brings you?
Right. Hail, young human. I am Alyssa Starbreeze, and it is my charge to protect Orbadine from harm. To this end, I sent Belthul Shadowstrike to observe the strange happenings around the Tower of Athalex. To the northeast, Ruby. Thank you so much for the resub. How are you, hon? You're good, very tired? Oh, I hope you can rest today. And anyone that doesn't know of the magical Ruby True, a dear friend and magical human being that does wondrous things with ASMR, Reiki, guided meditations, and sound baths. You will not regret following them and joining a stream. And thank you so much for that follow. Welcome in. I hope you're good. Your car broke down. Oh no. Then go to sleep at friends. Ruby, yes, Ruby is a legend. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Hopefully it's not too bad of a fix. I hope you're taking the day off and resting and napping. You know, lurk and snooze. No worries, hon. I hope you have a wonderful, restful nap. Okay. It is past time that he should have returned. I worry that he has encountered some unforeseen danger in the forest. I would be most appreciative if you would go find him and see that he is doing well.
Goddess, watch over you.
Level 17, 18. We'll leave the others until we come back. So now, yeah, we've got all of these beach sea turtle remains along the coast. We are, for the time being, going to head straight past the quests and make our way towards Ashen Vale, where we can hopefully find the cookbook and make our way through the barrens to Ratchet to get on the boat to head towards. It's left my brain. Stranglethorn Vale, that's it. Booty Bay to get the fishing book. The lava themed ones. Yeah, it's because you had the last zones. I love Winter Spring. Winter Spring is gorgeous. But then when you get to like the eastern and western Plaguelands, and then I think it's like the Searing Gorge and the Burning Steps around level 50 you go to, where Blackrock Spire is. I did that area, but it wasn't, that didn't seem like enough sustenance there, if you get what I mean. Because at the moment, my priest is in the Zangala Marsh. Zangar Marsh. And this area, there's a lot, like a lot of collection quests. It's not very even in terms of kill quests versus collection quests, and collection quests get a little bit much after a while. So like after spending a couple hours there and only managing to take like 5 quests off the docket, because it's a collection quest, it's contested, things are a very low drop rate, you kind of get a little bit burnt out. The early zones are more beautiful and nostalgic, they really are. Like, I love the elf areas, they are my favourite in terms of aesthetics and stuff. Like, even Fellwood is a vibe. Winter Spring, one of the late game zones, is an absolute vibe. Aubergine is a little bit on the dreary side when it comes to kind of an elf area, but Ashenvale is gorgeous. Taldrassil, Dolinar, they are really gorgeous as well. And then, what's some of my other favourite zones? I don't really like Westfall. It's a bit too barren. Oh, hang on, let's go scout out this Firbolg camp. We don't have to do much for that. Oh, my tummy's all gurgly. Oh, this isn't the one I normally go to, is it? Oh no, the other one's further up top. Can we... Yeah, there we go. Soundtrack 2, yeah. I think people don't realise how cozy and relaxing WoW can be. Like the ambience, the music. Yes, the combat sounds we have had to turn way down to kind of keep it calm and relaxing and not jarring in any way. Why bring a human here? For the quests, the lore, and the cooking book. So I have got, nope, not that one, cooking and fishing up to 150. And to get past 150 we need the cooking book, which is in Ashenvale, and then the fishing book, which is in Booty Bay. And it's a nice change of scenery. We were kind of running out of green quests over in the human area. So if I minimize these, Westfall is levels kind of 17 to 18 plus now, kind of preparing for the Dead Mines. And Loch Modan, we've just hit level 18, so these have gone green. But I'm not the biggest fan of Loch Modan. So we have come to the elf area. And we're just doing a bit of exploring, filling up our quest log, and wanting to gather some books. And it's always useful to pick up flight points. before you need them, because you might end up with a very long walk. I do really like Duskwood as well. Duskwood's a very nice area. Now we're into Ashen Vale. It's a much nicer, prettier area. And there is a fellow warlock. But if I wasn't a warlock, and even if I was playing just a human mage, for example, the Night Sabers are my favourite mounts. So if I wasn't going to get the warlock mount and I needed to purchase my mount like normal, I would come and do the rep grind to get the Night Elf mount. Because it's my favourite. Someone's doing the escort quest. Yeah, there they are. There's a trick if you do this escort quest that starts by the Ancient Grove with Onu. As long as you kind of stay off the road far enough, then you don't have to fight the mobs that spawn. And that's Maestra's Post. Because there'll be another long run that we'll need to do that's from Ashen Vale when we get around level sort of 35. Because we'll want to go to the Shimmering Flats and Desolus. And the way there is from Ashen Vale. You go through Stone Talon. So you'll pick up that flight point, and then you can head through to Desolus that way, and then Thousand Needles / the Shimmering Flats is through the Barrens, so we're kind of doing half the journey today. Because we're going to head over towards Ratchet, and then we'll only have to run all the way from Ratchet down to the bottom into Thousand Needles and down into the Shimmering Flats and then into Chanaris, which is all the way at the bottom here. So we're just kind of doing a little bit of the legwork we're going to need to do later as well. And there's Adrian, a shaman. So let's pick up the flight point.
Ishnu Daldien.
And then we'll hand in the 2 quests that we picked up.
Hello.
You are here to offer your services to the Alliance, Lunafal. We welcome the aid, for although its beauty remains, Ashenvale Forest is not the peaceful place it once was.
Be careful.
We're not going to pick up any additional quests here yet.
How may I help? Del Nadris.
So, Thunderous Windweaver still thinks I need looking after. I'll need to remind him who saved whom. He seems to forget it was I that pulled him from harm's way. Well, now that you're here, human, perhaps I can find something for you to do.
Farewell.
And we're not
Good
going to
luck.
pick up any of those. I am going to check a vendor over here. Because we're doing we're doing enchanting. There's a recipe we're going to need for leveling.
My goods are of
And
the
people
highest
were
quality.
camping, which they may still be doing. Camping the recipe and then selling it for
Farewell.
extortionate prices on the auction house. It was the same with the Arcanite rod. In terms of like your enchanting rods. And the highest price I saw the pattern at, because you get it from Moonglade, was 100 gold for like a 3 gold pattern. And that's because bots and things were camping the vendors and doing scripts to buy those recipes. The price has dropped since. When I last checked, it was up to, I think, 13 gold. And like, yes, people need to make money, and that's fine. But I resent kind of upscaling it that much and making it that inaccessible. Like something an enchanter needs. Like, don't be scummy. It's an Ivy raid. Welcome in. This is MG. Hey Tag. Hey Aussie Steph. How are you guys? Hey Karka. Is it Karka? Casa? Gio Maxwell. Rita, welcome in. God Exile, welcome, welcome, welcome. We are being super cozy with World of Warcraft today. We're on a bit of an exploration mission. We are traveling to dangerous areas that we shouldn't really be in yet. Oops, trying to type and run. It doesn't work very well. We are off to get a cookbook. So welcome in everyone. For those of you who don't know, I am Violet. And I do traditional ASMR, cozy gaming ASMR, art and journal ASMR, and we just chill out in our cozy little corner. Now this is going to be difficult. We may get attacked. See if we can. If I send or sacrifice a minion, I'm just run. I'm just gonna run. Ignore me, I don't exist. I don't exist. Just keep running. Just keep running, it's fine. If you have any questions at all, do feel free to ask. We are just doing a long kind of scenic walk at the moment through a couple of areas to get some flight points. This lovely lady here
Feel free to browse.
has the expert cookbook we need. So we'll grab
careful.
that. And we will learn it. Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome in. I hope you're good. And what we're doing with this playthrough is we're reading all of the quests, learning all of the lore that we can, and just having a very cozy time with it. Now let's resummon our imp, because we'll kind of need to re-sacrifice him a little bit. Because we are a little under-leveled for this area. Only a little bit. Things are a little dangerous for us. I'm not sure what level these guys are. They're level 23. I wonder if I can sneak up that way instead. Yes, we can. Nice and cheeky. So we are going to be heading towards the Barrens, which is a horde area. And there's a nice little way we can sneak in. This way. And we're going to run all the way down here to Ratchet. I'm just enjoying the ambience and hanging out together. There'll be other times we'll do similar runs. Like we'll head through Stone Talon to get to Desolace and all the way up here towards Hajara much later in the game. So we're kind of just doing half of the run now, just to help our future selves out. But Ivy, how was your stream? How was everyone's weekend? And I hope you are all doing well. We will do some origami stars on Wednesday for Ruby's resub and the Ivy raid, so you guys can watch. And we'll be doing some journal ASMR on Wednesday, and then I want to do some traditional art, which will probably be on Friday. So maybe some watercolors, or maybe I'll fish out a canvas. I still don't have a desk easel just yet. And I've got my eye on this book, and I really want to create a kind of series of pictures of like the botanical, kind of scientific illustrations that you see in like old textbooks and stuff. And even though we're playing well, if you want to redeem any ASMR triggers, do feel free. If you have questions on add-ons or anything else, let me know. I will gladly answer anything. That guy was a question. Oops. Wrong button. That guy was a question mark. So if a mob or a player or NPC is 10 levels above you and potentially hostile towards you, they'll appear as question marks or skulls. So that is the normal horde entrance / gate from Ashen Vale to the Barrens. But if we head down this side, we can sneak our way in, and hopefully we won't aggro any of the guards because we'll be far enough away. And then once we've done our little adventure, next Monday we'll pick back up with questing in Albadine. But other than this entrance and the crossroads, we should be fairly safe in the Barrens. There may be a patrol at some point, and I'm not sure where in the Barrens that is. But hopefully we won't come across them, since we are only trying to head towards Ratchet. And welcome to the Barrens. This is pretty much, apart from the odd oasis, this is what the Barrens looks like. And this is kind of like Elwyn Forest for the Horde, unless you're undead. Then you're on a different continent. And the yellow player names are generally people that are flagged for PvP. So we are on a PvE server, we're on Thunderstrike. But you can still either get flagged or flag yourself for PvP. So if a guard from the opposite faction targets you, you will get flagged for PvP. Or you can right click on yourself and enable PvP. You gotta head to bed? No worries, driver. Thank you for hanging out today. I hope you have a wonderful sleep. Oh, we need to give this a wide berth. I'm not sure. Yeah, there's some guards there. And we do not want to aggro them. We are nearing the crossroads as well, which is just there in the distance. There is a level 10 razor main, that's nothing to worry about. Mr. Scam, how are you doing today? I'm good, thank you. We are off on a very scenic walk through the Elflands. We are now in the Barrens. I kind of want to get close enough to ping the Discovery. But not too close as to aggro any guards. discovered the crossroads. You're okay? You haven't been up long? You went to bed late? Oh, you were modding into the small hours? What were you modding? Or were you game modding or streamer modding? There's many options when it comes to modding. Coding or streamer modding. On here, got ya. It's easily done. Easily done. So we're not too far from Ratchet now. If we just follow this road, we'll get down. We'll pick up the flight point. And then we can go get our fishing book from Booty Bay. And the next stream on Wednesday and probably Thursday, I'll do another small goal to see if we can do another community pick-a-pile. If you guys enjoyed the last one, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome in. I hope you're doing good. Ratchet is a kind of, what's the word? Joint area. They're both Horde and Alliance are safe here. But most people will be yellow names rather than green names, because we don't have much rep, if any, with Ratchet, and it'll be the same in Booty Bay because it's a joint area. Everyone's going to start off as yellow until we get enough rep and we do enough quests to become friendly.
What's up?
There we are, we have the flight point. Are we gonna get to the boat in time? Fingers crossed. Oh no, we're not. Oh well. We will happily sit and wait for the next boat. So we started today over in the Eastern Kingdoms in Loch Modan, and we've travelled up through the wetlands. We followed this road and then we jumped on a boat that took us to Albadine, and then we came in, we picked up a few quests, and we've travelled all the way down into Ashen Vale, and then we've travelled all along here through Astronar to get our cooking book, and then into the Barrens and down, and now we're in Ratchet, and we're going to jump on the boat that takes us back over to the Eastern Kingdoms, but we'll be down in Stranglethorn Vale at the bottom in Booty Bay. And next time, let's turn the volume back up a little bit. I will just mute when we get on the boat. I need to remember where the fisherman is. I think this is him. Old Man Hemmings. There we are, the bass and you.
For the Alliance.
So now, if I read this, our cooking is now up to 225, and our fishing will be the same shortly. And there we are. Now we haven't done too much questing today. And let's make sure we pick up the flight point that's here. And then we can fly back to Stormwind. Get flags. How are you? I hope you had a good weekend. Oh, this way. And there we go.
How are you?
So now we've got more flight paths around here. You still need to go and get Darkshire, but we can do that at another point. Hey Ryan, how are you? Thank you for the hydrate. Anyone else, if you need a drink, it doesn't need to be water. Just make sure you do.
Very good.
Let's see if maybe we can do a little bit of enchanting, maybe. Let's have a nice scenic flight. It still counts. Just have something hydrating alongside. In theory, yes. But if you're only having one, and you're going to drink other things alongside it, just drink responsibly. Have a glass of water, and each sip of beer, you have to take a sip of water. That'd also be a good way to try and prevent hangovers. Yeah, do yourself a water chaser. And eat food. Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome in. I hope you're good. Let's see if we can do anything with our professions. So this will be a warlock mount. When we hit level 30, we'll be able to do a quest where we can get this mount. And then I think there's a quest at level 60 where you can then get the swift version, the epic mount in terms of classic, via a quest. And let's see if we can do anything with our enchanting.
Hey there.
So let's open all our bags. Oops. Take our materials and see if we can do anything. Ah, there we go. We can do Bracer minor health 22 times. So we can do that. And this is generally just how you do your enchanting to start with, because it doesn't really matter what enchants, especially this low level, you have. And there'll be recipes later on to level with that involve shields and things. So sometimes if you don't want to just chuck random enchantments on yourself, you can kind of keep spare equipment in the bank for when you need to enchant those things. Oops. This is one of those not all that thrilling unless you're into your professions like I am, but it needs to be done. And because we haven't quested too much, we don't have any linen or wool to do any tailoring with, but we may be able to get up to around like level 50 with our enchanting. We might be able to go learn some new recipes. Someone's jumping up and down in the corner. Which is a little obnoxious. Let's just do that. But if we can get to level 50, we should have some good things to learn from our enchanting trainer. If anyone else is playing on Thunderstrike EU, If you've just started and need bags, I do have 2 spare 6 slot if you need any. And once I've got more supplies, I'll be able to make bags as well. So if any of you guys ever need them and you're on the same server, let me know. I have made a World of Warcraft chat in my Discord. It's mostly me posting screenshots of pretty areas at the moment, but if you wanted to join us, you are more than welcome. There we are, we have used up all of that. Let's put these resources back. Well, that is a quest item. Now we got up to level 51. So let's go see our enchanting trainer. Or if you've got any guild recommendations for alcoholics and levelers that are also willing to help people that want to learn how to raid, let me know. I am in the search of a new guild.
How are you?
And yes, we can learn some things. So we can learn Journeyman Enchanting, which means we can get up to 150. And then we've got Chest Minor Health, which adds 5 health to the chest piece. Minor Absorption, which has a 2% chance per hit of giving you 10 points of damage absorption. Minor Resistance enchants a cloak so that increases the resistance of all schools of magic by 1. And then Minor Stamina, so increases the wearer's stamina by 1. And we're gonna learn all 5 for 9 silver.
Have a good one.
And there we go. So we can now look at our list. That cloak will be good to have. So when we next have more strange dust, I'll probably put that on my cloak for myself. And maybe minor absorption as well. So we've got a few more useful enchanting recipes now. And then the next thing will be heading back to Albadine to do fishing, cooking, and more questing, which will be next